The room fell silent. Tiger Woods leaned into the microphone, his 50-year-old body carrying the weight of 7 back surgeries and a ruptured Achilles, his eyes still holding the fire that once made the golf world tremble. The question was simple: is the Masters off the table? His answer was even simpler: one word, one syllable. And in that moment, the entire narrative of the 2026 season shifted. Augusta National, the course where miracles happen, just got a little more miraculous. Subscribe for the full story of Tiger's shocking announcement and what it means for the Masters. The press conference had been rolling along like any other. Tiger Woods sat behind the microphone at Riviera Country Club, host of the Genesis Invitational, fielding questions about tournament logistics, sponsorship renewals, and the endless boardroom battles that now consume more of his time than golf ever did. Then a reporter toward the back raised his hand and asked the question everyone was thinking, but no one expected to hear answered. Is the Masters off the table for you? The room shifted. Cameras zoomed in. Reporters who had been half listening suddenly sat upright. Tiger leaned into the microphone, and for a beat, just one beat, the man who has spent 30 years mastering the art of saying nothing let a small smile play at the corner of his mouth. No. One word, one syllable, and in that moment, the entire narrative of the 2026 season changed. The room erupted into chaos. Follow-up questions flew from every direction. Tiger held up a hand, the same gesture he's used for decades to quiet galleries, and the room settled just enough for him to continue. "I'm trying, put it that way," he added, his voice measured, careful. "The disc replacement has been one thing. It's been a challenge. I entered a new decade, so that number is starting to sink in." He was talking about turning 50, about a body that has survived more than most bodies could imagine. 7 back surgeries, a ruptured Achilles, a fused spine now replaced with a disc that's still healing. But the word that echoed through every headline, every news report, every golf forum for the next 48 hours was that single syllable: no. The Masters was not off the table. "I'm able to hit full shots," he continued, anticipating the next question. "Not well every day, but I can hit them." For a man who hasn't competed since the 2024 Open at Royal Troon, who missed the entire 2025 season recovering from one surgery after another, who turned 50 and watched his son Charlie commit to Florida State while he could only practice in slow motion, this was as close to a declaration as Tiger Woods ever gives. The golf world went into overdrive. Augusta National, the course where Tiger has won 5 green jackets, where he shocked the world in 2019 with a comeback that seemed pulled from a movie script, was suddenly back in play. And the man at the center of it all simply smiled that small smile and moved on to the next question.
To understand what that single word cost, you have to understand what Tiger Woods' body has been through. October 2025, disc replacement surgery, the 7th back operation in just over a decade, following a spinal fusion in 2017 that was supposed to fix everything. Before that, a ruptured Achilles in March 2025 that required its own surgery and months of recovery. Before that, the car accident in 2021 that shattered his right leg and left him wondering if he'd ever walk normally again. Will Zalatoris went through the same disc replacement surgery in May 2025. He's 28. Tiger is 50. "It's probably going to take me a little bit longer," Woods admitted. The math is brutal. Every day is a negotiation with a body that has become a museum of past glories and their corresponding repairs. A simple morning routine becomes a strategic operation. Swinging a club isn't just about mechanics, it's about whether the back will cooperate, whether the Achilles will hold, whether the leg that was nearly amputated will support the torque of a driver. "It's just sore," Woods said of his back. "It takes time." December 2025 marked the first time he was cleared to chip and putt since the surgery. By February, he was hitting full shots. Not well every day, but well enough to entertain the possibility of Augusta. The 15-time major champion has built a career on doing what everyone says he can't. The 2019 Masters came after years of doubters, after a spinal fusion that should have ended his career. He won anyway. Now, at 50, with a body that has undergone more operations than most players have had top 10 finishes, he's asking himself the same question he's asked 100 times before. Can I still compete? The answer, for now, is that he's still trying.
Augusta National holds a special place in Tiger Woods' history. He first played it as a 19-year-old amateur in 1995, a Stanford freshman dreaming of things that seemed impossible. 2 years later, he turned pro and won the tournament by 12 strokes, the largest margin of victory in Masters history. At 21 years and 104 days old, he became the youngest winner ever, a record that still stands. 5 green jackets, 12 top 5 finishes, a playoff win over Chris DeMarco in 2005, the emotional 2019 victory that brought him to tears on the 18th green. In 2024, he made the cut for a record 24th consecutive time, extending a streak that may never be broken. Even on a bad day, even with a body that barely cooperated, Tiger at Augusta was something special. Now, 2 years later, the question is whether he can do it again. If he returns, it won't be for a ceremonial walk. Tiger doesn't do ceremonial. He'll show up because he believes he can compete, because the fire that drove him through 82 PGA Tour wins and 15 majors still burns somewhere beneath the scars. He won't commit to a playing timetable, reporters noted after his press conference. That's always been Tiger's way. He reveals nothing until he's ready, but the door is open. The possibility exists. The Champions Tour is also an option. At 50, Tiger is now eligible for senior events, where players are allowed to ride in carts, an accommodation he's made clear he'd never accept on the regular tour. That's certainly an opportunity, he acknowledged. But Augusta is different. Augusta is where legends are made, and Tiger Woods isn't done being legendary yet.
While the world speculates about his return, Tiger has been spending his hours in a very different arena. I thought I spent a lot of hours practicing in my prime. It doesn't come close to what we've done in the boardroom, Woods said. As chairman of the PGA Tour's Future Competitions Committee, Tiger has been logging Zoom calls and strategy sessions aimed at reshaping the tour's entire schedule in competitive model. The goal is ambitious: start the season later, avoid going head-to-head with the NFL, own the summer months, and create a product that feels scarce and meaningful. We're trying to do the right thing, he explained. We're making some great strides. The work has been all-consuming. Potential changes could be implemented as soon as 2027, with some events possibly moving to the summer and Hawaii dropping off the calendar entirely. Pebble Beach and Riviera could become playoff venues. The tour would have fewer cards, more competition, and a sharper focus on the game's biggest markets. It's trying to serve literally everyone, Woods said, acknowledging the impossible task of pleasing players, sponsors, media partners, and fans simultaneously. This administrative burden has made another decision even harder. The PGA of America has asked for his input on the 2027 Ryder Cup captaincy at Adair Manor in Ireland. It's a job Tiger has long been expected to take, but the timing is complicated. They have asked me for my input on it, and I haven't made my decision yet, Woods admitted. His concern is characteristically selfless. Can he give Team USA the commitment it deserves while juggling his tour responsibilities? That's been driving me hours upon hours every day, and trying to figure out if I can actually do our Team USA, and our players, and everyone that's going to be involved in the Ryder Cup, if I can do it justice with my time. Between the tour board, the player meetings, and his own recovery, Tiger is stretched thinner than ever, but he's still showing up. The timeline is tight. April 9 through 12, Augusta National. Less than 2 months away. If Tiger wants competitive reps before the Masters, there are options. The Cologuard Classic in Tucson, March 6th through 8th, and the Hogue Classic in Newport Beach, March 13th through 15th, are both Champions Tour events that could serve as warm-ups. There's even his TGL match scheduled for March 1st, a simulator appearance that would offer no physical test but might signal his intentions. The more telling sign will be whether he shows up at Augusta for practice rounds, whether he walks the course, studies the greens, puts his body through the paces of 18 holes on that brutal terrain. Woods has a history of underplaying his readiness. 4 years ago, at this same Genesis Invitational, he gave no hint that he'd return to competitive golf anytime soon. He played the Masters. He knows the drill. He knows that every statement will be parsed, every practice round analyzed, every swing dissected by millions of fans hoping for a miracle. But he also knows that Augusta is where miracles happen. I'm trying, put it that way. That's all he'll give us for now. One word that wasn't no. One sentence that wasn't a commitment. Just the quiet acknowledgement that the possibility exists. For a man who has defied every expectation, every injury, every moment when the world countered him out, that's enough. Tiger Woods at the Masters. It's not guaranteed, it's not even likely, given everything his body has endured, but it's possible. And in the world of Tiger Woods, possible has always been the starting line. The 2026 Masters is 2 months away. The golf world will be watching. And Tiger Woods, as always, will do things on his own timeline. When he's ready, he'll tell us. Until then, we have one word to hold on to. No. For more coverage of Tiger Woods and the 2026 Masters, subscribe and hit the notification bell.